Hi, my name is Jeff and welcome back to my workshop. We're going to continue working on the Waukegan depot build. This is a kit bash project. We're going to start adding the roof supports and the trim that will be attached to them. I've laid out a piece of 1/16 inch square strip wood that I have painted and stained, and I've also cut legs from the same material. So we're just going to glue those on. We're going to use the grid of the cutting mat. Now I already figured out where I wanted these, so I'm going to separate them by 4.5 grids. These are 1/2 inch spaces, so that's going to be 2 1/8 inches roughly, or 2 1/4 inches roughly apart for the two on each end. The middle one will be 2 inch, will be a 2-inch spacing. So a little bit closer together, and that's just because it didn't come out even. So as you can see, I'm just gluing these on. I've got the cross piece taped down to some wax paper so the glue won't stick to the wax paper, and the tape holds the piece in place as I just slide each one into position and get it lined up. So I'm going to continue that and work my way down through the piece, working from both sides towards the center. By the way, as you're watching this, I hope you find this video helpful and enjoyable, and I hope you learned something from it. Of course, if you have other methods of doing things that you think might help modelers, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And also turn on notifications. That way you won't miss an update. With the vertical supports in place, I'm now going to glue the diagonal pieces on. This will strengthen it, also holds them in place, both on the model and in reality. So I had used my Northwest Shortline chopper to cut 45-degree angles in the ends, and by using the chopper I can make sure I get consistent lengths on everything so they all hit the legs at the same point. And the glue I'm using is just tight bond wood glue, but really any carpenter's glue would work. What I try and avoid though is I don't like using CA on wood because it absorbs into it. Okay, so I finished putting all the diagonal braces on, and now we're just going to add a bead of glue along the top. We don't need a lot, just a thin layer. Works our way down the sides, get it across both the front, top, both sides of it. And then we'll be able to set it in place on the leading edge of the cardstock roof that we had built. And this is the platform side of the station. We're just carefully lining it up and then making sure it's glued to the roof and the top are glued together and held together till the glue can set up. One of the nice things about the carpenter's glue is it does tack up very quickly. It takes a little longer for it to cure fully, but it tacks up enough that it holds everything in place and keeps it steady. So when you're dealing with a long piece like this, it takes a little fidgeting to get it right. Okay, with those done, I built four more pieces, two for the ends and one to go on the back, two to go on the back side of the slope roofs at the ends. It will now attach to these. You'll notice I left a leg off one side, and that's because it's going to attach to the leg of the other part. And I used the same technique as I did on the large piece. And then the last step on these, once we get the ends glued on, is we'll add the last cross braces to those corner posts. So we're again using the wood glue. And we're going to apply glue to the end of the top railing where it'll come in contact with the existing railing and cross brace, and at the top on the corner here where the roof will attach. And then we'll just hold that in place until it sets in. Okay, with that done, finished adding all of those cross braces and the pieces, you can see how this is starting to look. In the next video, I'm going to be adding roofing material. I've got this bar mill slate shingles. I think these will look really nice on there, and we will cover that in our next installment. Thank you for watching, and please make sure to comment below.